Ah, the bagpipes. So we're gonna have a guest tonight. It's today now. It'll be tonight later. My friend is in from out of town. He's a smoker of fine cigars as well as a rider of fine motorcycles. So we're gonna have a few things to chat about, as well as the fact that we went to high school together. And he's made a few comments on the past videos regarding, you know, oh, look at all these nicknames, and yet he had one, so I pointed that out to him. And we're going to do a little catching up and just chat about things. So actually, other than that, I don't really know what we're going to talk about. It'll be interesting. So I usually say this at the end, and I should always say this at the beginning. Please hit subscribe, hit the bell, hit the like, and all that other good stuff, because it helps. And this should be fun. So stick around.
Get your bagpipes.
Yeah, the bagpipes. Yeah, you are the bagpiper.
As you sit there quietly going,
Listen to that.
the Pete.
When Irish eyes are happening. Yeah. So years ago, we were drunk in this little bar in Islip, which is where we met a good friend of ours, and they played this just random assortment of jukebox stuff. And on St. Patrick's Day, of course, all the St. Patrick's Day songs would come out. Quarter beers, I think it was, right?
Yeah, it was cheap. It was like, I think it was 50 cents.
I didn't even know what the hell the beer was.
I think it wasn't beer.
It was a lager-ish flavored thing. And we got to drink in many of those, playing pool. And when Irish Eyes would come on again, we'd start singing, and we'd mix up some verses. So whenever Irish Eyes comes on, I sing, as well as you now. It's like,
yep.
When Irish Eyes are happening, because we mixed up the happing and smiling and all that stuff. So that was a great memory to have tonight, along with the car crash.
The other song memory, every time America comes on, been through the desert on a horse with no legs. I always think of you.
Been through the desert on a horse with no legs. Wow. All right. So it's mid-frickin' summer. The hat's gone.
It's hot.
It's too frickin' hot. So this is the bobber, the big bobber, who chimed in from the Northeast on a couple of our videos earlier in the year, and he's in town for some family stuff, which is cool. Am I the only Islip peep you're visiting? I saw you said on Facebook.
Yeah,
you're
no, you're it.
So I'm the peeps.
Yeah, you are the peeps. Well, you and Mary.
From
you know, I lump her in with
Long
Islip.
Island.
Just, you know.
So, no bobber from school. The big bobber, who named you? The driving coach?
Mr. Dietrich was the driver's ed teacher, right? And so
a unique individual.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
Yeah.
So we're in the driver ed car, and you know, I think he liked my driving. I think I was a pretty good driving student. But then we took a little drive through the school parking lot and went past my Dodge Charger with the big hood scoop on the front.
And the 50s on
right,
the back.
and the skull hanging from the mirror.
Right. Push start.
Hey, big bobber, what do you got on the hood there? It looks like a stove. You got a stove on the hood of your car?
Yeah. Well, you want to see what I can do with the car, Mr. Dietrich?
Exactly.
No,
Watch
we're just going to
this.
put it right in the parking spot.
Right.
Yeah. So the bobber is a piper, as I made mention to in the intro.
Right.
How long have you been playing pipes?
20 years. 20 years.
I knew you as a bassist. You did this in high school, and then you did this in our band.
Yep. Yeah.
How do bagpipes fit into that?
So it's a good story, right? So we used to listen to this local radio station on Long Island, Chaz and AJ, right? Great guys, talk show in the morning. And so one year, Chaz and AJ say they're going to do a live broadcast from the local bar, right, in my town, on St. Patrick's Day.
Which town?
Santa Mauritius,
Santa Mauritius,
which happened to fall on a Friday that year. So they were starting their broadcast at 6 a.m. at the bar. Oh, and the bar was opening.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could go wrong there? So me and my buddy Bill, we said, you know what? We should take the day off of work and we should go to the bar. Like, this should be our thing. So
again, what could possibly go wrong?
So we got there late. We got there at 7.
Oh, God. The whole hour.
Well, he had to get his daughter on the bus. So, so we go into the bar. And so when you go into a bar at 7 a.m., and you walk in, and of course this goes back a few years, so you could smoke, right? So
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
right.
people are smoking cigarettes, the bar's filled with smoke, they're doing shots, they're drinking beer. We walk in at 7
It's
a.m.
7 a.m., you know.
and you're like, what's the protocol? Because they have bagels and they got orange juice, and then there's the bar.
The
So
bar.
what do you do? Right?
Screwdrivers and orange juice.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and bagels.
Yeah. So we eased into it with a couple of beers, and then by 10 a.m. we were smoking cigars and, you know, doing shots, and it was a lot of fun. Anyway.
During a live broadcast still, by the way?
Well, so they're broadcasting
Yeah.
on the radio, yeah,
Yeah.
and they're doing
They're
that
doing
in the
their
back.
thing.
Yep, and we're hanging
Okay.
out, and a couple of pipers came in playing.
Oh.
So
Okay.
I said to my buddy Bill, I go, that's cool. And I said, we should learn how to do that, right? So, of course, you know,
As
Bob-
any drunk at 10 a.m.
right,
would say,
exactly.
we should do that.
We could do that.
We'd be better than
So
that.
he says, well, he goes, I have a buddy of mine who's in a band and they give lessons, and he goes, I can get us in there. I was like, all right, we're going to do it.
Let's do it.
So, of course, there was about 10 hours of drinking on the back end of that conversation, you know, and there's a lot of stories there. Too long for this broadcast.
Right, yeah.
But the next day I call up Bill. I go, hey,
Do you
let's
remember
go do
talking
that.
about bagpipes?
Right. And he's like, well, he goes, you know, I'm working on my master's degree. I really don't have the time. Took the wind out of my sails. Because I was into it.
Ready.
So I said to Bill, I go, look, I got to check this out. I got to pursue it. And so I did. You know, I went and I researched bands and talked to a bunch of guys and found out that they give lessons for free. Right? Come on down.
Who's they?
Well, the band.
The band,
like
okay.
instructors.
Oh, okay.
And I
Alright.
said, okay, so, you know, I guess like once I'm up and running, what, I have to buy my uniform? This looks expensive. No, we'll give it to you for free, right?
If you can play the pipes, we'll
And
give you
I'm
one?
waiting for, what's the catch here?
Yeah.
So, of course, you have to buy your own pipes, right? And they can be expensive. But,
Okay.
you know, you don't have to do that right away. It's about a year before you're even ready for those, right? You
It's like getting a patch for the
Yeah,
club.
that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
You get-
but the
you got
hook
bagged.
is
You got
you
bagged.
get bagged. The hook is once you're in the band, of course, now you're playing
You gotta play.
gigs and events for the band, and so we, the members, don't get paid, right? The band gets paid. The money goes for lessons and uniforms. So it's like a self-sustaining thing.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
why you got the stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they were doing gigs and
It's,
you
a
got
little, it's a little bit of a cult, though.
You got, yeah. Well, it's like a motorcycle.
But yeah,
organization.
I started taking lessons, and I checked out one band, and I went to another, and I was taking lessons at both bands. So I was doing it twice a week, and I just threw myself into it, and
you're
got a
playing
set
ever
of
since.
pipes. Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Well, I hope
Yeah.
you're going to send me a video of, if you have any of you, or somebody
Oh,
probably
yeah,
got a video
plenty.
of you.
Plenty.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's,
Yeah.
I'll say now, that's what this video started with, is the Big Bobber
A little bit
playing
of
the
that
pipes.
Pipe
And,
soundtrack.
So he's a rider of an Indian. Did you have the Indian first?
I
Before your
did,
other
yeah,
bike?
yeah.
So that's a 2000.
Used to have bikes years and years ago, got out of it for a long time, like a lot
Right.
of guys, right? And then I decided to get back in. So yeah, it's a 2000 Indian Chief.
It's a killer bike. It's a great
It's
bike.
called a Gilroy bike, right? So when Indian went out of business, right, in the 40s, 50s, they came back in in 1998. The company
Okay.
was restarted, right, after all that time.
Right.
After 40 some odd years of not
Same
making
people?
motorcycles.
Some of the same people?
Different people. So some investors got involved, and they hired a bunch of Harley engineers.
Okay.
So my bike, a lot of the parts are right from Harley. You know, there's a lot of crossovers
Okay.
that will
Yeah.
bolt on. And what's interesting about this bike is it's got the S&S motor on it. So they only
S&S
used
motor.
the S&S motor for a couple of years,
Okay.
and it's become somewhat collectible.
All right, so
They
that
didn't
makes
make
it
a-
unique.
It does,
in that
yeah.
aspect,
And
okay.
then 2 years after they made mine, they started with their own motor. It was called the Power Plus.
Okay.
And it was the end of Indian because it was a bad motor. They were coming apart and
Oh.
just really bad problems.
Okay.
So they went out of business again, and then now they're back in, of course. But this particular bike is called a Gilroy bike because they were made in Gilroy, California.
Oh, okay.
Which
Didn't know
little
that.
trivia for you
Yeah.
is the garlic festival capital of the world.
Yeah, because garlic. Tofu will be happy about that.
Yeah.
Tofu. When I'm cooking something, I
Right.
say, how much would he put in? It's like, oh, he put this much in. It's like, No, then he'd do one more. So that's
Oh,
when I go,
yeah.
yeah, let me do, how much would he do? I'll do that, and then I'll do a little more.
What would tofu do?
What would
Yeah.
tofu do? All right,
Yeah.
so you are a smoker and an enjoyer of the La Gloria Cubana.
I do.
That's
like
what I
the
got here.
Glorious. Nice.
But I'm going to ask you, since I know you smoked this and you know what it's smoked like, I'm going to give this to you.
Okay. Thank you.
But my research on Perdomo, because if anybody knows me, I like Perdomo. Not a sponsor.
As evidenced
battery? I'm not.
by
No.
all these
As the
boxes.
empty boxes over there, the
Right.
sign behind us, which Tofu got me that as well. By the way, if you smoke the cigar,
Okay.
you're obligated to sign the back.
Oh, nice.
Because everybody
All
that
right.
comes here and has a Perdomo smokes one of these. So my recommendation is this cigar. It's the 10th anniversary Maduro.
All right.
And I think you're going to enjoy it because I asked the people selling me, I asked about where I bought this. When I'm getting that, like what would be
Right.
comparable in
What's
this?
an
Like, oh,
equivalent?
if they like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
I really think he's going to enjoy that. So
Yep. Nice.
there you go.
All right.
And I'm going to have my, it's sort of a standby. Yes, it's a Perdomo. This is the 20th anniversary. And I don't think this one is a Maduro, but I think it is a Churchill. I think we're smoking Churchill.
Yeah,
so
this is-
we might have to not
Oh, and
be
this
able
is
to finish
this has got a little bit of a square press to it as well.
a bit.
A bit.
A bit.
Yeah.
Same here at the end.
Yeah.
It's,
I
it's
like
a, It's
those,
a
yeah.
box. So,
Yeah.
and the cutter, so Tofu turned me onto this one. See this, the depth of this cutter?
Mhm.
It just does the cap. Just enough.
Oh, okay. Nice.
You can't screw it up.
Right.
Unless you do it on an angle.
Right.
So, let's check the draw. I got this at one of the Perdomo events. This is some swag.
That's nice. Yep.
And this was one of my favorites as well. It's a killer. So, we can do a nice toast.
Yeah.
Gotta toast it. I learned
It's
a
heavy.
lot of good, yeah, it is heavy. It rides on the bike too.
Well, I see the Velcro on there.
Yeah.
I figured there was a story behind
Yeah,
that.
well, because then I know where it is, right under the
There's
lid.
always a story
Under the
behind Velcro.
Mhm.
All right. What do we do here? We squeeze this, flip this open.
Really?
No. It's complicated.
Guy's an aeronautical engineer. How do you turn this lighter on? So while you're toasting that,
Yep.
we just came from dinner where we had a reminiscent thing about my wife's VW Rabbit
Oh boy.
and how I was watching the car while she was away at college, taking good care of it. I decide, let's take it for a ride. So I go over to Bobber's house. Working on this Charger that had like an 800 horsepower engine in it, big freaking tires. Showed me, goes, wow, that's a nice car. You know what it needs?
Case of beer.
Case of beer. You know what it got?
Case of beer and some
Case of-
body work.
Yeah. So we went to Iceland Beer and Soda, got a case of beer, picked up TJ, my best man, and went to Heckscher Park. You Long Islanders would know where I'm talking about. We decided to go scare the deer. We're going through the trees. Small car can go on the small pass.
Fire trails, right? In the woods
Fire
of Heckscher.
trails.
Yeah, the fire trails. Yeah.
With one of those smoke fences or something to probably to keep the deer out.
Yep.
These guys up on top, leaning on the roll bar, you know, standing in the back,
top down.
beer in hand,
Of course.
right in front of me. Snow fence.
Laughing hysterically, right? Throwing beer cans, empty beer cans over our heads. Come up to the T intersection. Russ, go left. TJ. Russ, go right. Russ,
I did them both.
Russ.
I went straight.
Through the snow fence.
Yeah.
It would have been okay if you knocked the snow fence down, right? Problem is, the wood on the snow fence gave away, and the front end of the car went into the fence.
Yeah, the
With
metal
all the metal
holding
wires,
the
yeah.
broken like toothpicks,
Mhm.
that went right up the hood,
Yeah, right up to the windshield wiper blades, by the way.
which got fucked up as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, there was a lot of laughing. Immediately found
by
out.
them, I
Right.
wasn't laughing so much. Now it's 40 years later. We're laughing at it again. Scooby was still a little upset about it. So, but anyway.
I actually didn't know if she knew the story.
Here's a funny part to that, which we didn't talk about at dinner. I'm good because she doesn't watch my videos. So, looking like the hero, I gotta fix this shit now, right? So I go to bring it to the body shop, which my dad knows, and he gets the paint, he does it. We need to do this in a timely manner. She's coming back. So he fixes everything. Man, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Until he told me that, oh, I also fixed that dent on the rear quarter panel for you. It's like, no!
Too perfect.
No, she's gonna know. That's. So I had to formulate another lie. And that was that I brought the car down to the boat where I work. There's this marina in Islip where I was. And they were doing the bulkhead, and some guy scraped the corner, and I fixed it for him. I was the hero. Until the truth came out, which the truth always comes out.
Sooner or later.
Yeah.
Hey.
I think we were married a couple of years before I finally told her about that.
Yeah,
But,
probably like 15.
So, Scooby's mom just turned 80. You remember
Wow.
Susan?
Oh, yeah.
So she was over here. She still doesn't know that fucking story.
Oh, we should tell her.
Well, if she watches this, Susan, it was 40 years ago. Shit happens.
It's all my fault. Just a case of beer.
Car needed a beer. Car needed a case of
Car
beer.
needs a case of beer.
Jeez.
You were so proud of that car, too. You were like, hey, I just came over for a few minutes. I gotta
I'm
go.
gonna show you this car.
I gotta
This
go right
beautiful-
home. I gotta go right home.
We're gonna
you
go
said.
right home.
I said, yeah, okay, no problem. Let's get that case of beer.
You know what this thing? Hey, I could have said no. This was
true.
my.
That's true.
He's older than me, so he's my elder. I look up to him. Many a days we
You
cut
shouldn't
out
have.
we cut out
You
of
really
class to
shouldn't
go
have.
down to the end of Beach Road and smoke a bowl. Oh my God! Drink cream de menthe. Remember that?
Cream de menthe. That's
I'll
right.
I'll have another one.
That was the only thing I could steal out of my father's liquor cabinet. So, and it was sports night. Do you remember that? It was sports night at the high school. We were drinking cream de
cream de
menthe.
menthe.
Cream de menthe
That
hangovers
stuff's so
are not
thick. Oh,
good.
it's nasty.
Oh, yeah.
The shit we drink.
Really bad.
Remember
Well,
walking to
it was access.
Islip movie theater drinking Southern Comfort?
Yeah, right.
I can't drink that to this day. I'm almost 60. I can't drink that shit.
Yeah, you
I don't
got
even want to
really
look
sick
at
on
it.
That wasn't
No
good.
way.
Mm.
So, a good point for tonight is this is a Cuban-esque cigar. Now, these are not Cuban cigars, but that one is. And he rides an Indian. So tonight is Cubans and Indians.
Cubans and Indians night.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me, right? Yeah,
We're really
cheers
close.
to that.
Cheers, man. Cheers.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Yeah.
we kicked the wives away so they could not interrupt the video. So it's going to be a short one.
So, few good,
tell
few
me-
good stories.
Tell me some stories.
Yeah. So remember, we used to go skiing all the time,
Oh,
right?
yeah, right.
At Brody Mount.
That's where Mary and I got Scooby and I. It's her road name, Scooby. By now you know her name's Mary.
Mhm.
We got engaged there.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Brody
we-
Mountain.
God, I forgot you and I went
We
there
used to
a lot.
day trip up there. You'd come over at 4 o'clock in the morning, pick
Oh.
me up, we'd drive up, ski all day, come back. It was a long day. But
It was a long.
we
were much younger.
ski hard. Then
We
we'd
would.
go in at lunchtime and we'd have a couple of beers and then we'd come out and decide we could do helicopters.
Yeah. Never do that.
Don't ever.
So I became a ski instructor there.
I
Did
remember.
you know that? Okay.
I did know that.
So the family.
we were doing tours too,
I was
weren't
doing
you?
tours, and then they hired me. Well, no, they bartered. So, as I look back now, it's like they didn't have to pay a real instructor. I didn't have a license, so it was off the books. They didn't pay me. They gave me ski lift tickets.
All right.
I'm sure I was a
And
liability.
you must have stayed up there.
I did.
too.
They let me stay at one of the
Oh,
ski
so they gave
houses.
you a place?
They gave me a
Yeah.
place.
Oh,
So
that's-
they said if you
that's not a
teach an
bad
hour, you
gig.
get a ticket. So you
Right.
can teach 2 half-hour classes. So I would I would teach kids and women because they listen. Guys like, I know what I'm doing. It's like, yeah, great. So I learned enough by pretty much by experience. You and I saying having a drink and then go out is if you never know when your last run is going to be, because if you ever like finish lunch and you're sort of tired, you say, you know what, I paid all this money, I drove this, I'm going to make just one more run. That's the run you're coming back in a stretcher in. Nope, make the last one you didn't know was your last one the last one. so many times. So many people thank
I
me for
know.
that because
Yeah.
their husbands decided, I'm gonna just do one more run after lunch. I'll meet you
It's
guys
always the
down.
last run.
And they're in the fucking. But it's not even the
Yeah.
last run of the day. It's their last run.
Yeah, right.
They're just. I'm a little tired. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna do one more. They're in the basket.
So the best thing I love about talking stories like this is other stories pop into your head, right?
Right.
Because when you're almost 60, they're stored away, right? And then something will trigger it, and then a story comes
And I think
up.
they get better too. So.
And they get embellished. So do you remember we were riding up on the lift, and you had some crazy yellow jacket
Yeah.
and ski pants, right?
Yeah.
And you remember the 14, 15-year-old girls in front of us? They were making fun of us. Do you remember what they were saying?
No.
The guy in yellow's a strange fellow. The guy in gray's okay.
See, I don't know. I think he's making this up.
I am not.
That's what the
You
guy
were the
in
guy
yellow
in
is.
yellow. You were the strange fellow. I was in gray. I was okay. So
You
then-
can wear gray.
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that.
I think I still have those ski pants.
I still have my purple ones.
See? So they're on the lift chair in front of us, and of course we're like, screw you, I hope you crash, right? And do you remember? We were skiing down, and one of the girls was getting taken down
Oh, God.
by the ski
In a
patrol on a
Well,
basket.
Serves her right.
Then we felt bad. A little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
We're laughing about it now.
Right.
She
Yeah.
can't walk anymore because
Yeah,
of
that would be terrible.
that. That is funny. You know what's funny?
So you forgot that story.
She's old and gray too now.
Yeah, right.
I hope.
Well, she's probably
Yeah.
watching this podcast if she knows
Love
what
you,
she's
honey.
doing. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's funny.
But, you know. Yeah.
How do you like the steak?
This is really nice. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Burns really nice. It's good. I like the label too. It's good looking.
It is a good looking.
Yeah. Do you
All right.
save your labels?
You know what? Look at all those boxes.
I know.
I have a couple labels, but the thing is, they actually look the same as if it was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So specialty ones, I do.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
there was a Perdomo event here a few weeks ago, and I was away. We were on a motorcycle thing, and but I pre-ordered a box of these and a box of my regular 10th anniversary Connecticut, the champagne. They're a good cigar too. Probably too light if you like this. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with that.
Cigar labels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been saving them for a couple of years, and I started
labels,
I
yeah.
stared gluing them onto a piece of cardboard.
Oh yeah.
And my intent was not to repeat any of them, right?
Right.
And I would have had to have smoked every single one, right?
Yeah, I get that.
So
Yeah.
it's getting there.
See, what I
It's
do
getting
with
there.
boxes, like I do now, I give a lot away. I probably give a third of each box away.
Right.
Introduce somebody to a cigar.
Yeah, well, that's-
or whatever. That's what I was gonna say. I was like,
It's a good cigar
I
attitude.
am not Perdomo sponsored. I bought these. I buy everything by Perdomo. I promote them because I like them. I have yet to meet Nick, although I hear he's going to be at the next. He's going to have a grand opening, a Perdomo store down here
Oh.
at Smoke Inn, and I hope to be for that one.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
anyway, so I have, moving the hat, I have this for you. It's a good travel bag too.
Oh,
This is an
wow.
assortment of Perdomos. Oh, that's what I was going to tell you. They did a bunch of different little ones, like not little ones, special ones.
Nice.
So I had a few of those, and those I saved the wrappers for because they're unique. So yeah, Perdomo.
There we go. A little variety pack. I like that. Thank
So,
you.
Yeah, you want? They're not huge. They're well,
Yeah, that's
45
a good
minute cigar, whatever,
Yeah, yeah.
so-
It's a good smoke there. Thanks.
So, yeah, that's where I was going with that. I knew it's like our age. Together we're almost 120. You know that? Isn't that fucking scary? Yeah.
It is scary.
It
It's
is
all
scary.
relative, though.
All right, so we have to do the official
Signing
signing
of.
of
All right.
So yeah, here
it's
it
a
is.
metal sign.
It is a
Yeah.
metal sign.
Mm.
So
All right. What's with the
anyway,
number?
badge numbers. So
Oh,
across
okay.
the street, Tufo, and then my neighbor. He's
Mhm.
he's a police officer as well. That's me.
All right.
I don't know who that is. I can't read that. So.
Ha. All right.
Oh, that's Super Mario. Yeah. The big bobber.
The piper. Aye, the pipes are piping.
Aye, the pipes.
So thank you for doing that. Then I'll know who the hell that is.
Yeah, right, exactly.
bobber.
'Cause it's
So
a
there it
scribble.
is.
Yeah,
The bobber.
the bobber, right, of legendary fame.
Legendary thing.